Hello and welcome to the Antiquarian Outlook for week 38 of 2025, starting September 15th. I'm Spencer W. Stuart, Collections Advisor, author of Contemporary Issues and Rare Books in Manuscript Collecting, and host of the monthly webinar Collecting Insights. For more details on my services, publications, and programs, follow the links below, along with links to the various auctions mentioned in this program. Alright, let's get into last week's results. Tuesday, Australian book auctions had their September gallery sale. There were 96 lots offered, of which 88 sold, making for a 92% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was for lot 26. This complete run of Hayden's Reports of the Cambridge Anthropological Expedition to Torres Straits, published between 1903 to 1935. Estimates were set at $1,500 to $3,000 Australian dollars, realizing just above $20,000 Australian dollars, the equivalent of $13,500 US dollars. A lot that exceeded expectation was Lot 2, Herbert Bastow's Narrative of an Expedition of Exploration in Northwestern Australia, published in 1918. Estimates were set at $300 to $400 Australian dollars, realizing just above $1,900 Australian dollars. Wednesday, Kohler Auctions had their book sale. There were 185 lots offered, of which 128 sold, making for a 69% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was for lot 4130, the 1687 copy of Newton's Principia. Estimates were set at 250,000 to 350,000 Swiss francs, realizing 250,000 Swiss francs, the equivalent of just over 314,000 US dollars. A buy-in of note, lot 4034, Boissoret's Views, Cracks, and Individual Parts of the Cathedral of Cologne, published in 1831. Estimates were set at 30,000 to 50,000 Swiss francs. A lot that exceeded expectation was 4002, Schofner's Panorama of the Inn Valley, an original manuscript in wash pen as well as ink that was later modeled for a lithograph published in 1833. Estimates were set at 2,000 to 3,000 Swiss francs, realizing 24,000 Swiss francs, the equivalent of just above 30,000 US dollars. Alda had original editions from the 19th and 20th centuries. There were 289 lots offered, of which 207 sold, making for a 72% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was for lot 12, Baudelaire's Le Fleur de Mal, published in 1857. Estimates were set at 8,000 to 10,000 euros, realizing 27,300 euros. A buy-in of note, lot 79, Céline's doctoral thesis in medicine, defended in May of 1924. Estimates were set at 6,000 to 8,000 euros. A lot that exceeded expectation was 164, André Malraux's Les Chiens qui en bas, this edition being the Gallimard publication of 1971. Estimates were set at 600 to 800 euros, realizing 4,500 euros. Hanson's had their September music and film memorabilia auction. 94 lots were offered, of which 46 sold, making for a 49% sell-through rate. This is specifically material connected to ephemera. Highest price realized within that category was lot 181, a 1997 reunion tour subway poster for Black Sabbath, signed by all of its members. Estimates were set at £1,500 to £2,000, realizing £1,500. A lot that exceeded expectation was 159. 2 sheets of original 1960s mug transfers from around 1963 relating to the Beatles, specifically for the Cavern Club in Liverpool. Estimates were set at £60 to £80, realizing £270. Tessier et Soru had their online poster sale. There were 600 lots offered, of which 465 sold, making for a 77.5% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was for lot 221, this large 1981 poster for Raiders of the Lost Ark, realizing 260 euros. Thursday, Forum Auctions had their online modern literature sale. There were 393 lots offered, of which 349 sold, making for an 89% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was for lot 361. This set of first edition first impressions of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Two Towers, as well as The Return of the King. Estimates were set at £1,500 to £2,000, realizing £8,000. A buy-in of note, lot 33. This first edition of Architectural Fantasies by Chernikov, published in 1933. Estimates were set at £2,000 to £3,000. A lot that exceeded expectation was 11. This collection of autograph letters signed by T.S. Eliot. Estimates were set at £600 to £800, realizing £4,000. Finishing off Thursday, Morton Zabasta had their Book Hunters sale. There were 156 lots offered, of which 68 sold, making for a 43.5% sell-through rate. Highest price realized was for lot 134. This collection of entomological illustrations done by Anita Hoffman Mendizabal from around 1968. Estimates were set at 4,000 to 6,000 pesos, realizing 5,000 pesos, the equivalent of $272. A buy-in of note, lot 3. This Taschen sumo copy of Helmut Newton's photographs with a stand designed by Philip Stark. Estimates were set at 70,000 to 120,000 pesos, the equivalent of $3,800 to $6,500. In the news, registration for the October sessions of Collecting Insights remain open at all 3 levels. As always, registrants receive a complimentary copy of contemporary issues in Rare Books and Manuscript Collecting. So follow the links below and have a look at the course content for the various sessions to see which one would suit you best. We look forward to receiving your registration. For a hyperlinked list of next week's auctions we have an eye on, please get in touch with us directly. The Antiquarian auction is totally independent. Its producers do not hold inventory, nor do they represent any consignments or acquisitions mentioned. Well, that's been the week from here. What did you think of last week's results? Anything surprise you? Anything you have your eye on? Please make sure to put some comments below, and we'll keep the conversation going. Remember, if you want to stay up to date, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on your notifications, and let others know about this program. Thanks again for tuning in. All for now. See you next week.